Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Can you figure out what this used to be? Yes? Before a tragic collision with a wall, a tile floor, another wall, there used to be a living, breathing cell phone. My cell phone. Oh yeah, to look at her now you wouldn't know it, but at one time we had a beautiful relationship, a romance. You know, we do have romances with these electronic devices in our lives. You know, we go to the store, we sign that 2-year prenup, and we go out the door all filled with hope and promise. And over time, the tarnish sets in, you know, little quirks happen, the personalities begin to show. Oh yeah, these things have personality. This one had one. Petulant and disobedient. I can't, you know, love, honor, and obey meant nothing to her anymore. I can't tell you the number of times she cheated on me. The hidden messages, the sudden hang-ups. What was she protecting? Those kind of things tear at a relationship. One day, I was waiting for a business call, probably the most important one of my life. I'm not exaggerating. All I asked her to do was ring. She refused to do even that. I missed that call. So, we went into settings and I readjusted her. This isn't my first rodeo, I admit. You know, I've been around the track a few times, but we do have these, we fall in love with these shiny printed circuits in their little plastic cases. And then we get our hearts broken. I've had mine broken. Let me tell you about another time. I just started my career many years ago, and I needed a new clock radio to make sure that I would be up in the morning on time. There, across the crowded electronic showroom, there she was. Oh, beautiful clock radio. The perfect amalgam of form and function. I had to have it. So I took her home. I set her on the nightstand right beside me. She was possessed of a clear, beautiful voice, all sorts of features, always eager to please, to do whatever I needed. Oh, I turned the lights out at night and her little LED display would slowly go down and dim, not too much ambient light to make it comfortable for me. In the morning, her voice would come on softly, not startling me awake. She was always so thoughtful. But then, well, I don't know. She became discontented with our relationship. She was no longer happy to spend the nights with me. She started having little tantrums. Sometimes late at night, bam, she would come on, startling me awake. The first time it happened, I thought, I've set the alarm wrong. Well, the second time it happened, I must have been a power surge. The third time, I'm going to have to check the breaker panel. Isn't that the way it is in these relationships? We blame ourselves, we blame others, we never really blame our beloved. We're always the last to know. But she was testing me. She was learning when to come on at night. It was the worst time for my sleeping brain so that I would have the hardest time getting back to sleep. Well, of course, it was inevitable. One night, she came on late. It startled me awake. I reacted instinctively. My fist went over, bam! Knocking her off the nightstand. You thought that would have shut her up? No, she blared louder and louder. I had to get down on the floor. In a fight for supremacy, I beat on her and I beat on her until finally she quit. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, these electronic devices that we have in our lives, that we think we have a special relationship with them. No, we think they're our servants. No, they want to be our masters. Let me tell you about a printer. Yeah, I needed a new printer, so I go to the store and I find something shiny, bright, blue, colors. Oh, I fell in love. Another promising honeymoon. I brought her home, set her on the desk. She fit perfectly with my little office family, you know. She fit in fine. We all got along well. And, you know, it didn't matter what kind of paper I put in there. Boy, she just spit things out. It was all wonderful. Quick. Color, no problem. Black and white. Photographs didn't matter. All fine. But then something went wrong. She was no longer content with her space there in our little office family. And it was little things at first, and I was in denial, I admit it, a little smudge here, a little slow printing a page. I denied, I tried to look the other way. She was testing too. At some point, she began to realize whenever I needed her the most, clean my print head now. The servant had become the master. I was no longer king of my castle. Well, in my castle, the stairs go up half a flight to a landing and then come up to the second floor, right by my office. You can walk out my office door and look down the stairs with a printer over your head. You can cast it to the landing below and watch it break into 1,000 cheap Chinese parts. And then as you take control of your dominion again and you walk down there and her little LED light is blinking for mercy. And her little black heart's bleeding black blood. You can pick her up, turn, and cast her to the cold, hard tile floor below. That's very cathartic. It is very cathartic. But ladies and gentlemen, there is a moral in these tales of honeymoon woe that I want to impart to you. And it's very simple. Never give your heart to anything that you can't pick up and throw.